Okay, Shalom. All praises to Yah. Salakia. All praises to Yahweh. Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. I basically wanted to go into a few scriptures on the last days to basically, prove that we're living in the last days. Because, a lot of people will come at us and try to debunk what we say, by saying that we aren't, in the last days. All right, a lot of people try to see themselves having 20, 30, 40 more years, all right, 50 more years in America, in this whole world, but we are in the last days. I can confidently say we, through the Spirit, it is evident, basically, that we don't, have another 10, 20 years in this place. You know what I'm saying? This world is ending. Everything's on a decline, and I got scriptures to prove that. And upon proving it, basically you should be asking yourself, what are you going to do to receive salvation? All right, if we are living in the last days according to the scriptures, But this is basically to prove it. All right. Second Peter's. I just got a few scriptures to go into it. Second Peter's 3:3 is the first one I want to get. All right. No. Actually, Salakia. I'll get Second Timothy's. Second Timothy's 3:1. This now also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, holy. Alright, this first part. It said lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud. What does that remind you of, bro? All the Instagram and social media stars. Nowadays, everybody wants to be a social media, wants to be an Instagram celebrity. Alright, you got all these thoughts, all these women, holding their bodies out on Instagram for tons of likes. People always carry around what? Cell phones, doing what? Taking photos of themselves, posting it online to receive a following. Alright, that's an example of people being lovers of their own selves, Alright, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Alright, I'm, me personally, I'm young, I'm 18, and a lot of people consider my generation to be the worst because of all these attributes right here. A lot of people my age are proud. All right, they think they know it all. They're, they don't share. All right, they're just downright disobedient to everything in every regard, disobedient to parents. All right, it says without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers. Everybody in society is a liar nowadays. You can actually be a professional liar. It's called being a lawyer. It says innocent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. All right, and it's clear as day when you look at society. We're living in an evil, wicked society. All right. Come on, man. Look at all the top rappers nowadays. What do all the top rappers have in common? They're all demonic. And all the top rappers, they're all freaking demons. Just spout nothing but death. All right, that's this generation of death. That's how we know we're living in the last days. Because everything is getting polluted now. The earth and the people. Alright? But let me reread verse 1 again. It says, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Now when you go into that word perilous, okay, this is hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous. Alright? And when I just copy the word, All right, so perilous basically mean hard times to live in. All right, when you chop your word perilous, all right, it says perilous, dangerous times. All right, so are we not living in dangerous times, hazardous, all right, times, harsh, fierce times, all right, unbalanced times? If we come on now, I looked up mass shootings, right? Check this out, an article I found. It says the number of mass shootings across the U.S. thus far in 2019. All right, and this was back in when this was posted, September 1. All right, it said the number of mass shootings across the U.S. thus far in 2019 has outpaced the number of days this year, according to a gun violence research group. This puts 2019 on pace to be the first year since 2016 with an average of more than one mass shootings a day. So is that not perilous times? All right, perilous times. It says as of September 1st, which was the 244th day of the year, there have been 283 mass shootings across the U.S. and we're in October now. I mean, are these not perilous times? All right, again, perilous meaning dangerous, hazardous times. Yes, they are. All right, the world is unstable. America, the greatest, so-called greatest kingdom on earth, is unstable. All right, we're living in times where you don't even know if you're safe just trying to get gas in your car, late at night. All right, the earth is unstable. All right, when you look up, earthquakes that happen, and I specifically narrowed it down to America. All right, because if you don't know, America is the most wicked kingdom on earth that's going to be destroyed. Thus saith the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? This is the main place that needs to be taken out. All right, in the rulers of America, the elite of society, the top Edomites, all right, known as the 1%, the elite banker families, they're going to be taken out as well. All right, look how many earthquakes have been happening just in the past few days. All right, a ridiculous amount. So 2 Timothy 3:1, 3, down to the, down to verse 4, all right, is true. And it's a sign of that we're living in the last days. All right, perilous times are here. All right, so this is one scripture to prove how we know for sure that we're living in the last days, man. All right, now Acts 2:17, it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Lord, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Now, what does this mean? All right, when you look into the word, matter of fact, the word prophecy, what was that? Oh, that's dope. So when you look into the word prophecy, all right, all it simply means things spoken or written by a prophet. I don't got a good definition on here. Well, really you can just break down the word pro, meaning before, facade, meaning to say. So it basically means to say before. You know what I'm saying? Now, in that sense of saying something before it happens, all right, because a lot of people will get Acts 2:17 confused with, basically they'll try to prove this to say that everybody, can be a prophet, woman can be a prophet. No, that's not what the scripture's talking about. All right, it's clear because it breaks it down in the next part of the verse. It says, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall see dreams. All right. So the Lord poured out his spirit upon a lot of people, meaning he showed them what's going to happen in the last days. He's given a lot of people, a lot of women and men, dreams of all hell breaking loose, all right, of this world ending, the apocalypse. That's what the scripture's talking about. All right, and then by them telling their dream, that's basically prophesying, because they're saying what they seen, what's going to happen before it happened. All right, this is not saying that everybody can be a prophet, that the Lord's going to make every man and woman, because they try to use this precept to say that woman can be a prophet. That's not what the scripture's talking about. All right, basically saying the Lord's going to give people dreams and visions. All right, and when you just do a quick search, it's obviously true. All right, countless videos on YouTube, as you can see, dream of the last days. All right, dream of the last days, hell and heaven. Okay, you can even narrow it down. Well, I think this wasn't narrowed it down to this year, but I'm sure there's many more that we haven't seen. All right, and I take off the filter. All right, look how many there are. People having dreams and visions of the last days. This is Acts 2:17 taking effect. All right, so this is yet more proof that we're living in the last days. Last days meaning what? Yahweh Shai is going to come visit this place, because that's what's going to happen ultimately. Acts 1:9, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, talking about Yahweh Shai, behold, two men stood by in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And he's going to so come in what? The last days. All right, because ultimately, once this, ultimately Yahweh Shai with the angels is going to visit this place. All right, with the chariots, which you people call so-called UFOs. All right, and he's going to blow this place to smithereens. That's also what's going to happen in the last days. All right, and what are you also starting to see now? More UFO sightings. All right, which the so-called UFOs are the chariots of the Lord, the angels of the Lord. So that's also how we know that we're living in the last days. All right, it should be a happy thing that we're living in the last days, because we're in hell. All right, hell is not some other dimension where things are burning forever. Hell is right what we're in right now, a low condition of slavery, basically. All right, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were in slavery. All right, even if you are not of that, even if you are not a so-called black, Latino, Native American, all right, you may be an Israelite. All right, but you may, you may have, you may be an Israelite, but confusion of face. You might look like a heathen. You may have been raised around heathens. You still went through hell. Just living in this damn place is going through hell. Living in this world. All right. So that's another way how we know we're living in the last days. All right, and like I said, what ultimately is going to happen is why you should be joyful, is because Yahweh Shai is going to come back with the angels and deliver us. All right, from this hell. All right, we read about that in Matthew 24:31, I believe. All right, the last precept I wanted to get is a real quick one, 2 Peter 3:3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. And that for sure has happened in the last days, because if you are not a so-called Salakia, but if you claim to be a man of the Lord, then according to Romans 12, according to Romans 12 and verse 1, you should offer your body as a living sacrifice, meaning what? You're supposed to go out on the highways and the byways and prophesy if you're a man. All right, a man of the nation of Israel. once you receive this truth, you're supposed to go out and be a prophet. You're supposed to actually physically go out and prophesy. All right? And what comes with prophesying is scoffing. And I tell you, boy, we see a lot of scoffing. All right? There's scoffers towards this truth is uncountable. All right, all you got to do is go on like an apostle's video. You know what I'm saying? And just look at some of the comments. You know, go on any brother's video, and you just look at some of the comments, and you'll see tons of scoffers. You know what I'm saying? Tons of scoffers. All right here. All right, scoffer. All right, clearly a scoffer. You know what I'm saying? All right, they're everywhere, walking after their own lust. All right, asking that dumbass question. A scoffer, man. All right, walking after their own lust. Matter of fact, at my camp, the camp I'm at, the camp I'm with, the GMSDC camp, we used to have a scoffer who used to come out every single week. He used to come out and just scoff at us for the whole camp. I mean, just yelling the whole camp. We call him Littleworth. Actually, the demon, that nigga's been coming back recently. You know, they must have started paying him again. But you know, really, that's all I wanted to go into. Just a few precepts proving that we're in the last days. All right, you know what I'm saying? And with that comes, us knowing that we're in the last days. You know, we now have to get right. You know, now's the time where we got to really focus and buckle up, because the Lord's visiting soon. You know, so we don't want to be caught slacking. You know, so now you should give it your all. You know, but with that, Lord's willing, you will edified. All praises to Yahweh. Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Shalom.